Sir Ronald, thank you very much.
Ay, welcome
ang tagal
back.
natin hindi nag-meet.
Welcome back. Kinis ng kutis mo
Oo nga, yun din ang sinabi sa akin kahapon nung isang kaibigan natin, si Bam. Sabi niya, bakit parang makinis ka ngayon? Siyempre, posh na ako ngayon. Wala kasing suns. Walang sun sa...
Actually, pag nasa Oxford ka,
Oxford, yeah.
ideally, talagang kikinis ang kutis mo.
Talaga ideal yung situation doon. Kaya magpakinis ka sa Cambridge naman, Sir Ronald.
Okay na ako.
Okay, bago tayo pumunta sa mga bardagulan natin. Sir, what is the latest understanding of the impeachment situation with Sara Duterte? Because I was in the Senate kahapon, we were more talking about the energy crisis. We can talk about that right after this. Pero unang-una, so ano nangyari? How is this year's impeachment different from last year, both in terms of mechanics and also expectations?
Well, pinatawag na siya para ibigay yung kanyang side dito. Ayon mismo dun sa Supreme Court decision na nagdagdag ng iba pang mga proseso dun sa impeachment na nung panahon na yon, sabi nga na marami, ay judicial overreach in favor of Sara. Ngayon, itong decision na ito in favor of Sara, kinokontra ngayon ni Sara. No? At hindi ako magugulat kung
dadalhin na naman sa Supreme Court. Yeah.
Para questionin yung decision ng Supreme Court na nagpabor sa kanya. No? Kaya yun yung paradox dito sa sitwasyon na ito. At binalatan pa niya na ano tong mini trial na ito? Yung kaibigan mo kasi si Falsis tsaka ako ang sinisisi dito sa mini trial No?
Ba't nagdadamay ka naman ng mga ibang vloggers?
Kami daw unang nagbanggit doon. So, lang yun hyperbole. No? Hyperbole. No? Na, ang trial kasi dapat sa Supreme Court.
Right.
Pero dahil sabi ng Supreme Court, dapat sa Senate. Pero dahil sabi ng Supreme Court na kailangan pakinggan yung sagot ng akusado bago pa umakyat sa Senado, kaya ginawa yan. Parang compliance yan ng Congress sa Supreme Court kahit ayaw nila. Kung maalala mo, nag-submit sila ng motion for reconsideration laban dyan sa sinuggest o desisyon ng Supreme Court na magkaroon ng 6 addition sa rules of impeachment.
Gusto mo magkape, Sir Ronald? Kasi alam ko paras tayo hindi morning persons. Kaya kinakabahan ako. Yung mata mo parang gising ka pa from last night. Let me take over. In fairness naman, we had also Justice Carpio. So hindi lang naman ikaw yung nagpapaano dito. Justice Carpio also mentioned about how the new mechanics...
Tsaka si Justice Carpio, na yun. No?
Legit yun na expert.
Nagpapanggap lang. No?
Pero kahapon, when I was mentioning you as an MIT expert, may nag-mention Associate Justice Ronald Llamas. Alam mo, the other day sa Safe House, minention natin yung Section 7 ng Constitution doon sa National Patrimony. So may nag-comment, anong analysis ni Associate Justice Ronald Llamas? Sir Ronald!
At least hindi pa Justice of the Supreme Court.
Ayun, baka
at least hindi pa Chief Justice. No?
Baka may magalit na naman. Baka makontempt ka rin katulad ng iba dyan.
Meron ka pa nangyari doon?
Hindi ko alam. I think Damocles sword yata ang nangyari. Kaya tahimik na ako Parang it worked naman in fairness. Like, behave na ako sa Supreme Court. Di na ako nagbabanat masyado. Kaya kayong kinukuha ako para magbanat. Kaso ang problema ko, ayaw ka namang kasuhan ng tao. Bakit ganun, sir? Lahat na kami nakasuhan. Ako, si Francis, si Kristan. Ikaw lang hindi nakasuhan.
Si Percy.
Si Percy. Pati lahat na lang kami nakasuhan. Ikaw na lang hindi. Sir Ronald, anong suspicion mo?
Ha?
Anong suspicion mo?
Hindi kasi ako ganun kahalaga katulad niyo.
Ang suspicion ko,
Walang pumapatol sa akin.
Ang suspicion ko dahil para mag-asymmetric war, straight of Hormuz mo yung buong Pilipinas. Feeling ko, yun ang kutob ko. Wag. Ima-mine na yung buong Strait of Hormuz.
O nga pala, talking about the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah,
nung pinatay nila, yung si Admiral Tangasi. No? Yun, game changer yun. Akala nila, dahil yan yung yan yung architect ng asymmetrical warfare sa Strait of Hormuz. Akala nila, tapos na. Actually, ang opposite ang pwede mangyari. Dahil papalit yan, talagang hardliner.
Yung Revolutionary Guard, hindi na yung Artes. Yeah.
Dahil si Admiral ay calculated yung kanyang mga moves to force the US and Israel to stop the war and negotiate. And pressurein sila ng mundo.
Yeah.
May calculation. ito mga papalit sa kanya, pwedeng wala ng calculation.
Right.
Parang
Hardliner talaga.
Armageddon na tayo, no?
Parang Ronald Llama style.
Ganon,
Exactly.
no?
So it works, madman theory.
Oo, pero ayun nga, yung madness kasi ng
May
Iran,
method.
may method.
May-
Yung madness ni Trump, parang nawala ng method. Dati meron no? Ngayon nawala na hindi na ngayon alam kung anong gagawin, no?
Yeah.
Grappling at straw siya ngayon.
May 48 hours, may 5 days, may 10 days.
Nagsisceasefire siya, first day, no? Binomba ng Israel ang Iran. Tapos gumanti ang Iran. Second day, pinatay si Admiral.
Yeah.
No? Habang humingi ng ceasefire si Trump. So talagang hirap na hirap siya ngayon, no? Para sa isang graceful exit. Because a graceful exit will entail the Strait of Hormuz na bubuksan. Eh ngayon, dahil sa ginawa ng Israel, mahirap buksan yan.
Yeah.
Unless maglagay ang US ng troops on the ground dun sa 400-kilometer shoreline ng Iran.
Which will be a mid-grinder. I mean,
Yes,
it's gonna be D-Day
yes.
stuff, yeah.
Yes, kaya yung nagsasabi na, uy, patapos na itong gera, so matatapos na yung ating oil tsaka energy crisis, no? Parang
Jawboning ngayon tawag doon para ibaba lang yung presyo ng markets.
so baka kailangan mong lecturean tungkol sa geopolitics. Kahit matapos yan bukas, na malamang hindi mangyari. Hindi bababa yung presyo ng langis, no? The damage will entail a longer transition sa normal. Ikalawa, indication ngayon, parang walang mangyayaring ceasefire. Dahil nga, sinasabotahe ng Israel.
Yeah.
At hindi naman pwedeng i-abandon ng US
Ang kanyang
Israel,
aliado.
kahit gusto na niyang umalis.
Yeah.
No, ang
So, ipit
price
sila.
of fertilizer sa US ay more than double na
Yeah.
during a planting season. Kaya nga galit yung mga magsasaka. What is this? Bakit ginawa ito during a planting season?
Saka ba't yung AI investment sa US baka maapektuhan kasi the data centers are affected sa
Yes.
Gulf. Affected din yung mga minerals na ginagamit sa semiconductors, but yung TSMC sa Taiwan. So,
Yes.
supply chain kasi hindi naintindihan ng tao eh. Globalized tayo eh.
Yes.
Hindi ibig sabihin, hindi naman na kami nag-import sa Hormuz, wala kami paki. Hindi naman ganun ang
Yes,
It's a
yes.
globalized market. So,
Saka, para linawin lang, kontra ako doon sa theocratic authoritarian state sa Iran na pinapatay mismo yung mga protesters nila, no? In their thousands. No? Ang problema dito sa Iran war, mas effective yung peace sa pagbanat sa Iranian theocratic regime kesa sa war.
you mean
Itong
giving
war
the
kasi-
civil society space to organize?
Yes. Dahil nung bago itong gera, talagang ang dami ng cracks eh. Even within the military, even within the police. No? Kita mo mga police stations, kumakampi doon sa mga protesters.
Pero dahil may gera, mag-rallying around the flag.
Consolidate sila. Lalo na yung unang tinamaan, yung eskwelahan.
Yeah, the children, 160 children
Hindi ko
killed.
alam kung anong strategy ng...
Walang strategy. Sabi nga, madness without method.
Ang problema, damay tayo and we're not prepared for this crisis. 98% ng ating crude oil galing sa Middle East. Na akala natin very stable, very volatile pala. 2% lang ng ating crude oil ang galing sa Brunei at Malaysia.
Yeah.
No?
Totoo ba na si Duterte kumuha ng Brunei yan oil? Ano yan? Dami nagtatanong sa akin.
18 gas stations ang nagsara sa Davao.
So fake news.
It's a fake news.
Oh.
May fake news pa nga. Nakausap daw ni Bastes si Trump. Tsaka si
So hindi lang si Bulkia ng Trump level lang sila ngayon.
Talo ka.
Oo nga, hanggang ano lang ako hanggang mga undersecretary lang. Ito president.
Oo, talo
Wow.
ka. So,
Talagang mga Duterte advanced talaga sila mag-isip, no?
Medyo.
Medyo advanced mag-isip. But since Sara Duterte can speak Mandarin, last time I checked, can she ask for free oil or discounted oil from China since we're already importing from Russia?
China desperately needs their oil.
Oil.
Dahil sila yung top 2 na naapektuhan ito.
Correct.
Dahil malaking bahagi ng oil dumadaan sa
Hormuz.
Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah.
Papunta yan ng China at saka India.
Yeah.
Kaya silang dalawa ang tinamaan yan.
Except Iran and China have an understanding arrangement. In fact, preference pa nga ng Iran is yung renminbi-based transaction.
Yes.
Kasi may bayad, tapos may ano. So they'll check kung Chinese or renminbi-based yung transaction. They'll let it pass. And also Spain, Sanchez. Dahil beshin, tuwan-tuwa sila kay Sanchez na against Trump. Pati yung mga Spanish, lahat gusto na mag-Espanyol ngayon. Basta Espanyol ka, makadaan ka. Walang problema sa Ronald. You met...
Publicly, sinuportahan ni Sanchez ang Hezbollah at saka ang Hamas.
Not the radical terrorist act,
Yes,
but
yes.
the resistance,
Yeah, the resistance.
the people of Gaza, the people. You want to talk about Sanchez because I know you're like Forrest Gump ka, di ba? Parang you bump into one day with Schultz, the next day you're bumping into former NATO secretary, the next day you had an encounter with Sanchez. Can you tell us a little bit?
Yes, a couple of times.
Because
Dahil
no one knew about him before. Ngayon biglang global superstar na siya.
siya yung head ng PSOE. This
Right.
is the
Yung socialist
Party in Spain. Ang tagal na niyang presidente.
Nung bata pa siya, aktivista pa siya. Yeah.
So, naging presidente siya, nag-coalition sila with Podemos. It is a left-wing
right.
movement type na naging political party.
Parang si Risa ng Greece, gano'n.
Yes,
Oo.
parang si Risa, parang Akbayan. No? So they...
kaya allied kayo.
So nanalo sila. No? At dahil sister party namin yung PSOE, once in a while, kinukuha namin sila, binibisita. At hindi lang yon, si Sanchez ang head o chairman ng Socialist International.
Right.
This is an alliance of labor, social democratic, and socialist parties around the world. Hindi lang sa Europe na malakas sila, kundi pati sa Latin America and parts of Africa and Middle East. No? So, hindi yan basta-basta.
Were you surprised when he became the Prime Minister of Spain? Kasi medyo gulo yung politics nila
Well,
mga 5-10 years
nagkagulo
ago.
sila dito sa kanyang last term. Dahil
Sa scandals and
dahil,
all, yeah.
dahil itong mga secessionists
Sa Catalonia.
ay kinuha niya, ay tawag dyan, kinuha niya. Ano yung term na ginagamit natin? Pinardon niya.
Yung mga
Maraming nakulong
separatists na
Maraming
Catalonia.
nakulong
Yes.
dahil nag-attempt na mag-secede sa Spain.
Right.
Tapos pinardon niya. Kaya naging controversial yon. Dahil nakatulong yon sa kanyang victory dito sa kanyang term ngayon. Pero since nangyari ang Gaza, ay talagang suporta siya dun sa mga Palestinian people.
So lumabas yung kanyang progressive position.
Yes.
But again, he doesn't support terrorist act targeting civilians. What he supports is the Palestinian cause for their own statehood, self-determination.
Pero hindi kasi ganun karami ang mga political parties sa Gaza. You have Hamas, you have Fatah, and you have a couple of smaller parties.
Well, Fatah were taken out. Yeah.
At sa Gaza, ang pinakamalakas dyan ay Hamas.
Yeah.
Sa Lebanon, yung Hezbollah.
Pinakamalakas,
Sa ngayon ay practically may invasion yung Israel.
Yeah.
Yung problema dito sa gerang ito, imbis na magkaroon ng ceasefire, nag-expand.
Horizontal escalation.
2 days ago, binomba ng Iraq ang Syria. Tapos yung Syria, naghahandang lusubin ng Iraq. In the process, iipitin nila yung mga Kurds na kalaban nila pareho na pumapasok sa Iran para pabagsakin yung Iran.
Nakalaban din ng Turks na NATO ally. Like, you could see like chain effect.
So,
diba?
kwanto, nag-expand yung gera.
Right.
Tapos yung Houthi na nag-restrain sa kanilang sarili, ay ngayon nagpe-prepare na rin
Sa Red Sea.
sa Red Sea, no? Yun na lang ang remaining kwan dyan
last-
waterway dahil yung huwag natin kalimutan, yung Strait of Hormuz is one if not the most important
Chokehold,
waterway, choke point in the world, no? Kaya diyan dumadaan ang 50% ng ingredients para sa fertilizer around the world. Diyan dumadaan ang 25% ng LPG, natural gas, at 20% ng oil. No? So, kahit sabihin mo na minority yan in terms of supply, ay yung epekto niyan ay yung kabuuan.
Right.
Okay? Dahil yung Gulf states has the biggest oil reserves in the world.
Right.
$90 trillion worth. No? $90 trillion worth.
And I think 1/4 of that is Iran. Iran has huge gas and oil.
Yes. Kaya a disruption dyan is a disruption sa buong mundo at especially sa Pilipinas. Kung saan, dito sa region, tayo ang pinakamataas ang increase sa langis.
Yeah.
No? More than 100%.
Diesel, 97%.
Yes. Ang Malaysia is 45%. Sila yung second highest. Ang layo, di ba?
Pero ang mura kasi sa Malaysia, subsidized na eh. So even if may 47%, still very cheap.
Hindi, pero mas mababa ang Indonesia. Mas mababa ang Thailand. No?
Vietnam.
Etc. Mas mababa yung pagtaas ng kanilang presyo ng langis. Bakit?
So you're implying that maybe the pricing is not necessarily a reflection of supply and demand?
Well, of course, no? In a deregulated regime,
Yeah.
no? Walang hold yung gobyerno sa profits ng mga big players dito sa oil industry. Kaya ang isang suggestion, dahil may windfall sila, ibig sabihin ng
Yeah.
windfall, yung crisis ay nakatulong para mag-increase yung kanilang mga profits. Dapat magkaroon ka ng windfall tax. No? Kung ayaw talaga nilang babaan yung presyo ng gasolina.
Right. Sir, before we go to the next part of our discussion, I want to talk about, what's happening with the alignments and realignments around ahead of 2028. So, nung January, I asked you, next month, magpapanik na ba tayo? Which will be our topic next.
oo.
But the way you're talking about the Persian Gulf War now is parang,
It's a game changer.
it's a world historical event, I would say.
Yes. Na hindi natin in-anticipate.
Well, I was texting you, tatagal yan. I think, no, but honestly,
Before the start of the war, alam natin may indications.
na there'll be war.
That there'll be war.
No, but this
Pero
extensive,
hindi
this
natin yung ganitong klase. No? Dahil indication yung Venezuela. Di ba?
So you mean na underestimate yung Iran? Yung ability of Iran to sustain this kind of horizontally escalated
Well,
warfare?
definitely. Pero parang na-underestimate ng mundo si Trump din. Nagagawin niya ito.
Okay. So you underestimate his recklessness.
Hindi lang na-underestimate ang resiliency ng Iran.
Yeah.
Paano yung Iran? Kasi have been preparing not only for years, but for
Decades,
decades.
yeah.
No? Kaya yung ginawa nila sa military nila, dinisperse. Ang tawag nila dyan, mosaic strategy. Para hindi pwedeng tirahin ng isa lang. Ikalawa, naghanda sila sa decapitation. Halimbawa, first, second, third layer of leadership nila sa military at saka sa gobyerno, decapitated.
But
And
people-
yet, nandun pa
But
rin
people
sila.
don't remember. Like they had 8 years war with the Saddam that was supported by Gulf, by US, by Soviet Union. So ang dami
1
nilang
million
veterans.
ang casualties noon.
1 million casualties, but they had millions of people who trained,
Yes.
including the former supreme leader who was a
Yes.
commander, president during that time.
And they fought against ISIS.
They beat ISIS. They
yeah.
protected Christians
yes.
against ISIS. People
They-
forget about that.
They
yeah.
fought in Syria.
Right.
no?
In Iraq
Yeah.
against US.
Yes, and Iraq is more pro-Iran than pro-US.
Basically, sphere of influence na ng
The
Iran.
Shia yung gobyerno ron.
Yeah. Sphere of influence na
No? So,
ng Iran.
ang akala siguro ni Trump, 2-3 days tapos.
Yeah.
Like Venezuela.
Well, Venezuela nga, wala nga nangyari. 2 hours lang, tapos na, next round na.
So, na-underestimate nila yung resiliency, yung mosaic strategy,
Right.
na-underestimate nila yung asymmetrical warfare, no? Na-underestimate kasi nila dito yung technology ng drones eh.
Yeah.
No? At akala nila protected yung buong Gulf states, especially Israel,
Yeah.
ng interceptors. Ngayon, paubos na yung
Gusto na
interceptors.
Lumulusot na. I think the other day, 8 out of 10 missiles nakapasok from Iran.
Yes.
In fact, like Iran is supporting Hezbollah from air. Like, di ba, meron yung Litani River showdown. So Iran is sending missiles protecting Hezbollah. I mean, it's crazy what's happening right
Yes.
now.
Because para alam ng ating tikapakinig, an interceptor missile is produce about 11, 12 missiles per month.
Yeah.
At kanyan, mga $4 to $5 million yan.
Sobrang mahal, yeah.
Yung mga drones, pwede mong i-produce ng 10,000 a month.
Yeah.
At ang cost niyan ay from $5,000 to $30,000.
Yeah.
Yan ang asymmetrical warfare.
Right. So just for people to understand, bakit missile and drone sinasabi natin? Kasi usually ginagamit yung drone para ma-saturate, and then when saturate interceptor, ipasok yung missile. Kasi missile, you cannot produce 10,000 a month.
Yes.
So medyo saturation strategy yung ginagamit.
Naubos mo yung mga interceptors through drones.
And then
Tapos pag
titirahin mo ng
naubos,
missiles.
yung mga heavy missiles mo, tsaka mo gagamitin.
Yung gamitin. And last point on this, Sir Ron, I mean, as someone, an internationalist in many ways, who have analyzed Vietnam War, who have analyzed historical. Many people talk about the Suez Canal moment, which I think is slightly also problematic kasi ang nag-collapse doon is yung declining powers na, which is Britain. And then US took advantage. Is this like Suez Canal on steroids, basically? Because grabe yung ano eh.
To some extent, yung Suez Canal kasi ni
Nasser.
nationalized ng Egyptian President
Nasser.
Gamal Nasser
Yeah.
yung Egypt. At nag-take control siya dun sa Suez Canal, which is very important para sa European powers. At ang ginawa ng France at saka UK ay kinausap ang Israel para atakihin ang Egypt. Halos wipe out yung Air Force ng Egypt. Halos wipe out lahat ng kanilang mga tangke. So they lost the war.
Right.
Pero ang sagot ni Nasser, ay 3 tankers, pinuno niya ng bato, tapos pinalubog niya dun sa
Scorched earth. Yung
dun sa
scorched earth.
opening
Yeah,
ng
yeah,
Suez
yeah.
Canal.
Correct.
No? Yung pound sterling, yung pera ng
Baksak,
UK,
yeah.
gumuho.
Right.
No? Tapos, yung kanilang hold sa empire, gumuho. Dahil nakita ng kanilang mga colonies, kaya pala ito. Kaya palang talunin.
And Israel was also involved. It was a 3 joint operations,
Yes,
right?
ang beneficiary lang nun Israel. France and the UK lost most of their colonies. So,
Yeah, after that, yeah.
So may similarity in terms of asymmetrical warfare, pero may differences din, siyempre.
But this could also, some would say, be the beginning of the end of Pax Americana. In a way na nawala na yung mystic ng US superpower.
Actually, nawala na nung first term ni Trump.
Pero after Venezuela, kasi parang, hindi, I watched yung analysis ng Venezuela, parang, hindi, grabe, ang galing pala ng US, no? But after this, parang hindi rin, Venezuela lang
paano
talaga.
yun denial ng oil sa China.
Right.
Na merong $100 billion investment.
Yeah.
No, sa Venezuela. Ganun din yung denial ng oil dito sa Iran. Diba? Yun din yung isang purpose.
But that was the logic. But the problem is that they also rely on Gulf countries, the Arab countries. But yun, ipit na rin ngayon.
Yes,
diba?
yes.
But the problem is...
It doesn't take an intelligent person to understand, no? Pero kaya lahat ng advisors ng ni Trump, sinabi sa kanya, don't go to war with
all the
Iran,
general, in
no?
fairness, if you look at their testimonies.
Oo, hindi sila danger sa atin for now. No? In-advise lang siya, pero wala.
I think...
Ang problema ay yung ating sariling gobyerno, ating presidente, ay sinabi na reset. This could be an opening.
You mean with China?
Para makipag-joint exploration with China. And
So let's discuss that in the next episode. Thank you so much everyone for joining this latest episode ng Pilipinas 360 Degrees with Sir Ronald Llamas. Hindi kami morning person. So kung medyo nabubulol kami, pasensyahan na lang. But we're gonna discuss this more. Nag-warm up na kami in the next episode. Maraming salamat.